first off, I appreciate you doing this. I imagine it's been a pretty crazy, week since
Yeah,
winning, and now, Sunday you have the selection show and you're here.
yeah, and that's crazy.
Can you kind of
Crazy.
talk about it all and like what it's
Yeah,
been like and everything?
yeah. So I mean, from the beginning, our coach wants us to believe in stuff, and I think I felt like I believed, but like just when it happened, like it just felt so surreal. Like I hate to say that I didn't see it coming, but like that's kind of how it felt in the moment. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I was talking about you guys started your season at Dayton,
Yeah,
and I don't want to say like end your season, but you're playing
yeah,
here now.
hmm
Um, and you had a very good start to your college
yeah,
career there too.
yeah,
Can you kind of talk about how it's like a full circle moment, and then second part of that question is talk about that first game.
yeah. Uh, just from the beginning, I mean, it's been a great experience playing Division I basketball. I mean, it's everything that I've ever dreamed of, and just what I've worked so hard for ever since I was a kid. And then going back to that first Dayton game, I mean, that was probably the most fun I've had playing basketball my whole life with that atmosphere, and I was able to have a pretty good game.
Yeah,
So hopefully I can do it again.
yeah,
Hopefully we can get
yeah.
a win this time.
Get a big win.
Yeah,
A lot of freshmen don't get to play, and
yeah,
you see whereas like people become juniors and seniors, they're entering the portal because they don't get to play.
yeah,
You're getting to play.
yeah,
This experience is invaluable.
yeah.
Can you kind of talk about the transition, to college ball and how you're looking at this season every
Yeah.
game?
Well, first, uh, God put me in the best position possible. This is all His plan. Is have to trust that, and then Coach Krimmel trusts me. He puts me in position to make some plays, and then my teammates get me open, and then that's pretty much the story to it. God allows me to hit some shots, and then that's about it.
Yeah. What was kind of your like wake up where you're like, man, I'm playing, like Division I basketball? Was there a moment where you're like, this was a big learning opportunity? Kind of talk about that stuff.
I would have to go back to this first Dayton game. That was probably the most eye-opening thing. Just seeing like, 'cause, like high school basketball is fun and all, but it's nothing compared to playing in UD Arena. Like it's insane.
Yeah. Um, you know, what were the things that you've worked on your game, throughout the season, and what are things that you're even noticing now? You're like, I need to work on this going in the next season, like
Yeah.
those things.
Well, from something that I definitely need to work on going forward is I gotta get stronger. I gotta be able to like be more of a leader, like be more vocal. And then from the beginning of the season, I feel like something I have improved on. I do feel like I got more vocal as the season went on, and making plays for others. I feel like that I've improved on that.
Yeah, I feel like too, it's like hard as a freshman to like find a role
Yeah,
within a
for sure.
team.
Yeah,
Can you kind of talk about how you've done that?
yeah.
It's very hard.
Well, again, I have to go back to Coach Krimmel and my teammates. They put me in a good position, and like I said, it wasn't always easy. Like
Yeah.
it was definitely there's definitely some hard times, but they just they really made the transition easy.
Yeah. Talk about the conference tournament. You guys went on a run, obviously won
Yeah.
it. Is that something you kind of felt as the tournament went on, or was that something you felt like before the tournament, like, yeah, we're gonna win this
I would love to say that I had full confidence that we
thing?
were gonna win it, but I mean, like Coach says, you have to believe, and I believe that we could win every game, but then when we actually did, it was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably something we'll never forget.
No,
Talk about that
definitely not.
experience, like playing a big championship game too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of nerds, you probably learned a lot
Yeah.
about yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you approach a game like that? Because it's you're winner, you're in your end.
Yeah.
If you don't, your season could be over.
Yeah. No, in high school I used to have like problems playing in front of crowds,
Yeah,
playing in front of big games. But ever since college, like I don't know, it's just I'm going out there, I'm hooping.
mhm,
Whatever happens, happens. It's in God's hands.
yeah. You talked about high school. When did you realize, like, okay, college basketball could be something for me and everything with that?
I've always wanted to be a college basketball player ever since I was little,
Yeah.
and just the fact that it happened is just a blessing.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I was getting recruited, it was during COVID, so it was
Yeah,
like very. It was a weird time. Like
yeah,
a lot of programs cut, different sports and everything. What was your kind of recruiting process like, and what drew you to, St. Francis?
yeah. Well, like you said, it was different. I didn't have a ton of offers. St. Francis was my only official offer,
Yeah,
and that's like Coach Kermel believed in me, and the whole staff believed in me. So it was just like a no-brainer. Like they really are good people, and obviously they want to win basketball games, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, I feel like something that's like undervalued, especially like in basketball, is the mental side of the game.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about that and how you view it?
Yeah. Well, like I said, like I would get so nervous before high school games, like it would be ridiculous, and like that was just all mental stuff. Like,
Mhm.
but now, like I've come to an understanding that like, and I keep going back to it. Whatever happens is
Yeah.
God's plan, and however the dice roll, they roll. Like, you can't some things you just can't control. You just got to go out there and do your best. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, and can you kind of talk about your faith on everything? It seems like it's very important
Yeah.
to you and everything. And I have very strong faith myself. I feel like it's very like I used to struggle a lot mentally being out there, especially in a one-on-one sport. But
Hmm.
when you realize at the end of the day it is out of your control, it's very freeing. And I felt like my game excelled a lot more than just even practicing. It's just
Yeah.
like it's such a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't like to think like basketball is not who I am. Like I'm the son
Yeah,
of God. That's
yeah,
the most important thing to me. And I'm still learning with
yeah,
that type of stuff. Like
yeah,
sometimes I catch myself like
mhm,
putting basketball before
yeah,
him, and that's just not how it should be. And like I said, I'm still sometimes I still struggle
yeah,
with that, but I feel like it's a day by day thing, and I'm
yeah.
I'm getting stronger in my faith.
Yeah, you got to talk about it. It's was pretty surreal because you came in, you said, and then you had shoot around, see the March Madness logo on the
Yeah,
floor. I know it's just shoot around, but can you kind of
yeah.
that's probably
It's
crazy.
it's ridiculous. I mean, I used to skip school every day to
Yeah,
go watch the
yeah.
tournament. Now that we're actually playing it, it's crazy.
I remember seeing like my art teacher. She would like put it on the corner, and you're
Yeah,
like, nah, you're not doing shit. You're just like watching that.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But what's it kind of like? Because I don't think a lot of people would really see like what is like the schedule like. We talked about the quick turnaround. Like,
Hmm.
what's tomorrow kind of look for you guys in that?
Yeah, so pretty much we'll get up, we'll have breakfast. Sometimes we'll watch some film before we leave. Then we'll head over to shoot around. We'll come back, maybe have a little bit of downtime, have lunch, maybe watch some more film. Then we'll depart for the arena, usually like 2 hours before the game, get some warm-ups in, and then tip off.
Yeah. I know this is like kind of a stupid question because you obviously have, you know, the game tomorrow, but how do you try to stay focused just in that game? Because you look ahead, you got a potential game against Auburn. Like
Yeah,
things come very rapidly
yeah,
here.
yeah.
How do you stay focused and what is kind of the not without saying being kind of the game plan for you guys?
Yeah, well, I feel like this one's not as tough to look ahead because Alabama State, they're obviously a good team.
Yeah,
They're in the tournament, so
they
like I
won
feel
the conference
exactly
champion.
they have to
Yeah,
be pretty good.
yeah,
So I feel like everybody's pretty much just focused on that, and then if we win that, when we win that,
yeah,
we'll worry about all of it
yeah.
when they come.
Where you are now, we have a lot of like high school, middle school athletes. Where you are now, like what's a piece of advice you would have given your high school or middle school self, especially like not it doesn't have to be sports, but like if you do want to do sports or outside of that even.
I would say the biggest thing for me was like don't compare yourself to other people. Like everybody's journey is different. Like if you would have told the people that I played with in fifth, sixth grade that I was a division a Division 1 basketball player about to play March Madness, they would have said you're crazy. Like
Yeah,
there's no way. And as long as you just keep working, and trust God, everything's gonna fall how it should be. I'm not just because you work hard doesn't guarantee that you're gonna
yeah,
achieve your goals, but it definitely that's the only way to get there.
yeah. Couple more questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you know, what were kind of the goals you had coming into this season, and then seeing where you are now? Like, what are some goals for next season to improve
Yeah.
upon?
The biggest thing for me was obviously win an NEC championship.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just thankful that goal was achieved. And then the other one was that I could make an impact and help the team as a true freshman. And then I feel like I achieved that
yeah.
goal too.
So what do you kind of like look ahead from
So
now? And it's hard. It's like the
yeah,
season's like not over, but like there are like things.
yeah. I feel like I definitely need to be more of a leader for us next year, and then I need to get stronger so I could like I don't know, just be more of an option for us.
Yeah. Well, the last question we always kind of finish. This is a really tough one, but when
See,
your career is over down the line, how do you want to be remembered?
that is a good question. I want to be remembered as somebody that people enjoyed playing with. Like whenever I'm in the game with you, like
Yeah.
you're pumped up. Like let's go. Um, and then just as a teammate wise, somebody that brought you closer to Christ.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much for
Tomorrow.
having me.
So
I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate it. We gotta stay in touch.